Hello guys, in this video we'll learn how to authenticate a gRPC request in Rust. Now in a previous video we did discuss how to add a gRPC server and a gRPC client in Rust. Now in this video we'll use the same code and add authentication for it. So if you haven't watched the last video, it should be popping somewhere on the right top. Click it, watch it before moving on to this one. So today's video will learn how to add authentication and we'll also learn the concept of interceptors. So hang tight and let's get started. So first of all, move to server.rs and here we'll add authenticate function. So authenticate, pass the request, and in the result will return our request or status code. So we'll just say match request.metadata get authorization, and if we get some token we return OK of request. Otherwise default is we return an error status as unauthenticated with invalid auth. So what we can do here is not just check for availability, but let's say if we want to just also check for if the token starts with bearer, so we can do so by saying to str unwrap starts with bearer. Now if you want to add any other thing you can, or maybe you want to check for the validity or authorization you can, but that's how basically the basic check we can add is the token should contain bearer. And now here we'll use an interceptor to intercept the request and check for the authentication. So we'll select svc and greeter server with interceptor greeter service and pass authenticate. So here instead of this we'll just pass our svc. So this is literally all that we need to do to add authentication, basic authentication for our gRPC. And let's first go ahead and run this and send a request from client side without passing the authentication token and see how does it work. So we'll open our terminal and here we'll use the bin as gRPC server as defined in our cargo toml file for the server. So we'll run this, it's listening, and the next step we'll just do gRPC client, and there you go. As you can see, we got unauthenticated as the code and the status is invalid auth. Now let's go ahead and try to send the metadata or header from the client side and see how does it work. So we'll just close these tabs for now. So on the client side we'll change channel as channel, and from static here we'll just say http and 5001 as the place where our server is up, dot connect dot await, and we'll just say token metadata value as some, let's say, bearer ABCDEFGH, and any token that you want to send, parse. So we have our token. Now let's set this up in client. So we'll just say let client is equals to gRPC client with interceptor, and here we'll just pass the channel move and so mute request and so here we'll just say request dot metadata mutable actually, metadata mutable dot insert authorization and token dot clone okay of request. So basically we set our token in the metadata in client, and we use the same one to send the request. So let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. So just go ahead and open your terminal, and here we'll run gRPC server as it's listening, gRPC client. There you go. As you can see, it says hello David from server side. So let's close this and let's remove the bearer and let's see what happens now. And there you go, it fails because we have a condition where we are just not checking for the token availability, but we are also checking it starts with bearer. So similarly here you can add condition for validity, for expiry, for authorization, any other conditions that you want to add, and authenticate accordingly. And from the client side you can just use interceptor and pass your token in the metadata. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys learned something new. If you do, like the video, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.